And this is gonna be the last game. We're approaching deep night, at least for the European teams, that is. But yeah, they make it really a thrilling and so second series of the day. Both series ending in the third game, Burden United versus Four Anchors. And the funny part is that in both games we had a very sudden swing and a sudden change in pace, pretty much. Like both started like a bit forth, a bit back, one team getting a huge advantage, and then bam, all of a sudden everything is falling apart just after like one big crushing fight. Burden United was this time the team that had this crushing blow on Four Anchors, and from there on it just didn't work out. Some attempts by Matumba Man to make some good plays, but all of them were instantly repelled or punished immediately. My name is Heflamoke, casting here with Mr. GrandisV in the Hitbox Challenger by Razor. Also a reminder, after this game there will be the Razor Black Widow giveaway in the chat. Do not type raffle, do not type giveaway. It will be on the top of the chat and you just click the poll. That's how Hitbox works. And with all that being said, let's jump into the draft.
No big surprises that we see the IO banned out first by Four Anchors, as Burden United, through both of the series, start with the IO Tiny. And it's just something they're comfortable with, and that's going to be denied away from them, but it leaves some very high priority heroes available. It's going to be a Tusk first pick for Four Anchors and a Winter Wyvern for Burden United.
It's going to be pretty interesting, to be honest. I mean, what are the calls this time? Like, the Bloodseeker came through last game, which was a surprise because I thought we're gonna exceed. I mean, it was surprisingly something that came through that Four Anchors let happen, even though they had the Slark. I mean, if I pick a Slark, then my first two thoughts are: is there Ancient Apparition against me? Is there a blah 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 blah? Okay, Bloodseeker against me. My tongue is getting heavy in the night, apparently. So yeah, I mean, the Bloodseeker wasn't the main reason, for example, that Matumba Man didn't really find anything. The IO Tiny this time really worked out quite well. But of course, then whenever he got away around the corner with really low HP, then the thirst kicked in, and the additional vision and the movement speed and the thirst stacks and everything, that was just insane, of course, on the Bloodseeker. Still, it came down to mostly the IO Tiny making the plays.
Yeah, for sure. Well, second pick for Burden United still has yet to come out. They're eating through a lot of their reserve time now, considering what the next option is going to be. Pretty interesting coming out from them. They're already down to 50 seconds. I don't think it's going to be anything too outlandish, and it's going to be a Storm Spirit for them. Fair enough. Good initiating hero. In general, a pretty good pick. One of those top-tier mids that wasn't banned out in the first stage.
Yep,
And
Storm Spirit.
that, yeah.
I mean, Storm Spirit did some nice plays and everything, like especially around the Bloodseeker, but especially around the Shadow Crave with Valix, but it just didn't work out. He just didn't have enough punches. And also Come With Me, I forgot to mention him because he was like in many situations really the MVP, with suddenly coming in and making these nice disables on whatever heroes came in, double stuns, hexes in the right second. So he really destroyed a lot of like attempts for AC to come back. Now you have the Storm Spirit on Burden United, so let's see how this one goes.
Yep, the Lina will be the response from Four Anchors. Combos well already with just the Tusk, Snowbone, Light Strike Array, and Lina's full combination can get kills even on pretty mobile heroes as long as you get one of those disables to connect. And pre-level 6, it's very potent to gain or gank the Storm Spirit with that combination, so could put a lot of pressure onto Burden United should that be the mid lane matchup, Lina versus Storm. And even if it's not, Lina might just roam into the mid lane.
Yep. I mean, if that Lina is a core or not, that's something we have to find out on the way. With a Tusk, you can pretty much do anything. What I kind of missed today is like the techies craziness. We had many Tusks coming out, no techies. We had many Tinies coming out, no techies. So where's all the craziness from yesterday? Yesterday we had so beautiful techies games. Come on.
I can't say I'm too heartbroken about not seeing a techies game, but
You guys are so haters.
I'm really not a fan of playing against techies, and watching them, it just warps the game in a way that is very difficult to, I don't know, think about from the player's shoes. It's really a mind game, Zero. For now, Burden United will pick up the Undying after banning out the Gyrocopter. So the traditional counter to the Undying's Tombstone isn't there with the Flat Cannon being off of the table. There's still Naga Siren available if Four Anchors want to pick that up, but I think that weakens up their lockdown for the Storm a little too much for them to really afford going for it. And It's also very one-dimensional hero when you pick it up as a support just to counter out the Tombstone.
Yep, definitely. I mean, Tombstone is coming out. Give us a Naga. I mean, we saw it today. Yesterday we were talking about it and we didn't see it. We saw it in one game where Undying was going against the Naga, and it was working well. Today we had it, and it's just so good against it. You could still transfer that Lina into a core, make it a Naga support, and that should just do the trick, and you don't have to worry about Tombstone and stuff anymore.
Spirit Breaker.
Next couple of picks will come out with a Clinks for 4ASC and a Spirit Breaker for Burden United. Even though it's not the Naga Siren you're talking about, Clinks is still very good at killing off that Tombstone just with a raw amount of physical damage. Right now, the popular build for Clinks involves a Desolator, although this game, more than most, you might see an Orchid before any other items since he is dealing with a Storm Spirit on the enemy side. But still, it's going to make it a lot harder for Undying to get value. And even if the Clinks doesn't kill off the Tombstone, he himself is not very susceptible to being slowed down by the zombies with the Skeleton Walk. Next pickup for 4 Anchors is going to be Dazzle.
Well, the Dazzle. I didn't see this one coming. It's another source of minus armor, plus the medallion maybe on the tusk, because like the Solar Crest is something they mostly go for. The Desolator on the Clinks, that's an insane source, of course, of minus armor coming their way. When it comes to stuns and disabling targets at the moment, I'm kind of afraid that 4ASC doesn't really have anything against that. I mean, that's the Storm Spirit coming in. You have a Vortex, you have a Winter's Curse, you have Undying with a Tombstone, you have to somehow take care of all of that. You have a Spirit Breaker coming in, that is one guaranteed stun. These are random bashes with over 71% apparently, and another strike. So this is a lot. This is also a lot to like take out a Clinks. This is a lot to take out a Dazzle before he actually does Shallow Crave. And to the rescue, who's coming to the rescue? Shallow Craves on a maybe immobilized target, maybe orchided target by the Storm Spirit. Light Strike Array, kind of hard to hit in these massive fights, and the longer you stay around, the more zombies you got on your butt. Maybe the Tusk can actually do something about it with the Snowball, but it's also eventually just buying time. So when it comes to CZ, I like what Burden is drafting together.
I think this game, more than most, Clinks is going to have to go into the Orchid since they do go for the Dazzle pick. And maybe they'll even snag another support. Lion's still in the pool, and they could very easily lane the Lina in mid. It would leave their cores being a little bit on the squishy side, but I think that would shore up that weakness nicely. I think the Dazzle in general is still a pretty good pick here, but yeah, let's just wait and see what the pick is going to be for 4 Anchors. It literally could be anything. The amount of flexibility in their lanes is pretty absurd.
Absolutely, they can really like shuffle and swap around as much as they want at this point. So yeah, it's just one question, of course: is that Lina core or not? If not, then we're gonna see something else of 4AC coming out, and we have maybe the Tusk roaming with the Lina together. Might not be so bad. As for the other side, there's definitely another core needed, but what is left of physical cores? Gyrocopter is out. Shadow Fiend is out, PL is out. That covers pretty much like the most dominant agility heroes at this point, which means we have to see something else. Or do we see some other Husker action? I don't know. Again, in this game would not happen because you go against the Clinks.
Yeah, it's very difficult to play Huskar against Clinks and Dazzle as well, to a lesser extent. Just having that Shallow Grave can bail people out a lot, and the minus armor starts to stack up, and the plus armor too, for that matter, when you're dealing with that Huskar pick. Yeah, not sure what it's going to be at all for Burden United. The Bristleback ban, Bristle would have been a pretty reasonable pick for them. Just a tanky frontliner that can do a lot of work when you're going for these brawl-heavy lineups, which they do have. Yeah. They're going to have to pick it quickly. They only have 1 second of reserve time, so no matter what it is, it's going to be coming out shortly.
Yeah, banning out the Bristle was pretty much okay. Now that gets interesting. So that's a Spirit Breaker core, a Zeus core, double Magic core. What is that?
I don't know. It's a Techies for 4 Anchors.
And a Techies.
I really like this Techies pick for them. When you're running such a melee or a range heavy, excuse me, magic heavy core coming in from Burden United. Techies gets a lot better since that magic damage is going to be scaling that well. Storm Spirit can transition into some right click damage, and Zeus's passive does carry him a little bit, but who on Burden United can actually debomb? Zeus and Storm Spirit are too low range, so it's only the Winter Wyvern that can take those out. The amount of pressure they can apply with the Techie's Tusk in the offlane is going to be very difficult to work around. And when you have heroes like Spirit Breaker, like Undying, that want to be playing very aggressively, want to be pushing, want to be roaming around the map, Techies is the perfect counter to that. So even though it's a little bit of a cheesy Techies Tusk offlane, Techies just by himself is already a pretty good pick. There is Zeus. Yeah, there is Zeus to offer the true sight, but I don't think that's enough to completely counter this out.
I love it because you can blow up the Zeus, you can blow up the Winter Wyvern, you can blow up the Storm. It's absolutely amazing and very, 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 very powerful. The Techies, if well played and everything, and using all the opportunities, this should go a long way, and that should be the time they need to get, for example, the Masturbating Man into a nice shape, aka Desolator. Once the Desolator is coming out, same thing, Desolator, BKB right after, and I don't think they can really stop him, to be honest. That's what I see at this moment, and let's introduce him. We have Nymphy here on the Lina going mid. We have the crazy combo Trixie plus the Techies here played by Boogie, and of course on the other side Valix and the guy that is masturbating too much. It is Mr. Klinks, and he finds actually, yeah, come with me, getting some punches in, but that's pretty much it. Just 2 hits, still they hurt.
And we'll start the Burden United lineup where you left off. Come with me is on the Winter Wyvern. Mind Control's going to be playing on the Storm. Zeus going to be handled by Autoluz or Hook. Spirit Breaker up top. Bignum going to be handling that hero, and Undying will be played by Pylai.
Yep, and that all being said, I think we might actually see some fighting around here. Unfortunately, the Techies not sticking together with the Tusk at the moment, because that would be very interesting. No mines planted anywhere. The Techies is coming in on the Undying. There's a charge, and the Tombstone. Techies, what you
Bottom
doing?
rune spot. Matumba Man dropping very low. They have heal on the Dazzle, but I'm not sure that's enough to save him since he did go for the Searing Arrows. He's going to get his self-cancelled by its Techies to draw first blood with this suicide. Matumba Man still getting chased forward. They just don't have the appropriate damage. Both of these rune spots were very close trades.
Okay, this is a very, very interesting matchup here. I mean, top, yes, they get the first blood, but you lured me into this bottom lane with the
Both
Kamba.
of them were very close. Like, if that salve wasn't there, Klinks dies for sure.
Yeah, like it was really a race who gets the first blood here, and that there's nothing actually happening. That was also very interesting. Klinks, however, I mean, he has to eat for pretty much all his regeneration, and look at this, 5 seconds more on the Arctic Burn. I could probably go for something, but nah, now they're under the tower, and we kind of normalized the whole match. It's a 1-1 thing, but of course one of them was a suicide.
Oh, top lane. Trixie trading blows with Bignum. They don't have a suicide again for 113 seconds, so that's not available. But Trixie again take a lot of harass as he trades blows with the level 2 Bara.
Well, this is a start, and there's the charge, guaranteed bash right after, but snowball right there. The problem is it's gonna be just stunning them, but the zombies will be so angry. The Techies is doing the right thing. The Techies is killing the zombies, and he's out of range now. He's using the self, interrupted Bignum. He can wait. He has another 10 mana points he needs to get the other charge off, but there's also another snowball already, so is that really the right thing to do here? The ice shot's holding him in place. There's a charge now available if he really wants to. Another decay is not there because level 2 is not there, so this is some lane, man.
Yeah, and bottom lane they're also trading blow for blow. This is kind of what happens when you go for these dual lane setups, and that leaves the X factor of who's doing better in mid, and for now, it's actually the Zeus. Surprisingly enough, the Lina is a hero that can't really deny Zeus's farm, but they're going to find the jump. Matumba Man.
One more right click.
It's still level 1.
The Splinter Plus doesn't connect, but the right clicks are actually connecting, and Valix can't really do anything. He's not level 2. There was no Shallow Crave, so they're gonna get this. We have a Bounty Rune on the Techies. Well, that helps him definitely, but the Haste Rune might have been more interesting. Still, Suicide Squad is on a 30-second CD. Matumba Man is back to lane. Still, him dying, like him completely being out of regeneration, and the Dazzle not getting the level 2. That is really bad news. Now he's level 2, and he can actually save him the next time.
Undying's going to ping out where Techies is placing his bombs, even though they don't see the Techies placing these. They have a pretty good idea, and they spotted his rotation up towards this ramp with the Dire Ward that was placed there. But bottom line, yeah, this Klinks is really struggling quite a bit. He's farming reasonably with Multi Man, but they're going to go for it. The Snowball this time is going to disjoint that charge, and Trixie's going to be fine under his tower. They have a Suicide Squad up in the Techies, and they have the Snowball into the Bomb Suicide combo if they want to use the Mango.
They have to wait for the Tombstone till that one fades. Now it actually faded, and well, the harass is already there. We have Opal Venom now on the Techie, so he is doing a bit more than he usually does with his right clicks. That's of course good news. The Undying is almost full HP, has no items, no regeneration whatsoever. The Spirit Breaker also out of regeneration, and there's the Snowball hit. Do we get the nice combo together? Well, there's the Suicide, but well, with the eye shots, it should just do the trick. We have some body blocking coming out, but man, with that Sigil, I don't think you can actually do something. But what is happening here? There's decay, 15 seconds on the entire thing, but what is Trixie doing? I don't think that's a trade. Well, that's like a trade of blows you want to do, because you just don't win against this one. Yeah. Bottom, same story. Valex under attack, Shallow Crave not used here. And Mind Control, he has to be careful. Is there any vision? He's trying to get around. They see him right now running into Remnant. That's not what you want, but he's taken both Remnants. Now he's eating. Well, there's coming all the Cold Embrace regeneration, and Valex, well, is impressed by all that heal. Matumbo has to go back. Nice timing. But still, they're trading close here at Grandis. It's amazing.
Topper in spot. They're going to zone off the Spirit Breaker with a bomb coming up from the Techies. But a charge forward on an empty. Nice Light Strike Array. Catches both of them. That's going to disengage cleanly. The kill score reads 2-3, but it's actually 2-1 in favor of Furious Seas. They've gotten both of those kills whenever they've had the Suicide Squad off of cooldown. And they're going to have that...
Oh, look at this. He's coming from the rune spot, but that was a mistake. That was under the vision here. This...
Mid lane. Nempty.
Jesus.
There's just action in all these lanes. They don't get the bashes they need to get that kill, and Zeus doesn't have his level 6. Undying up top, gonna die to the bomb, and they're just going at each other's throats across the entire map.
Wow, I can't even phrase a single thought. Like, every single lane is going full YOLO here. This is full YOLO, all out, 4 and 3, 7 kills in 4.5 minutes pretty much. This is just insane, to be honest, and we have more to come. Storm Spirit rotating top, Mind Control. He's sick of that bottom line. He knows there's not much to get the larger, of course, that things gets. Plus Valex now being in a nice level where he can really salvage a lot. Is the Winter Wyvern coming with him? Yes, it looks like a full lane swap. Undying going into the bottom lane, so yes, it's a full rotation.
They have dust on the Spirit Breaker. I'm not sure they can kill Matumba Man this time around, but that possibility does come forward, especially once, whenever Zeus wants to commit his Thunder God's Wrath. They'll cancel a dive, TP in from the Dazzle is going to dissuade that, and things have slowed down a little bit. Mid lane is mostly a wash. Neither of these heroes have killed each other, and they're both farming at pretty much the same rate, 28-1 compared to 27-3, pretty much neck and neck.
Yep. 2 CS difference, that's all they have. Deny wise, it's almost the same, also just 2 difference. It's absolutely fine what they do. But now the Lina is hiding, has Laguna applied. Of course, if there would anyone come in, like the Tusk, that could be easy kill. Like, you could really just come, go for the Light Strike Array. But maybe Lina is actually the one dying, because there's the Undying, there's the Tombstone, and there's also the charge. But is there any other rotation?
Up top lane, they have a Suicide, they'll get it off. It's a killing spree for the Techies.
And look at it, Haste Rune on the Lina. That was the best rune and the only rune that could have really saved you from anything. He wants to go. The Tusk wants more. He wants more. He has no orb, so he's not really slowed. But look at it go. 1-2 hits are required, and he's getting it through. Nymphy with that Haste Rune. Jesus Christ. This is, I think, one of the last really RNG factors in Dota 2 left. Which rune do you get? Like, at what situation? If that was a regeneration, if it was a double damage or illusion, he would have died, and top would have never been such a success. But it was a haste rune exactly in that situation where he had to run and could also catch up into another fight.
Yeah, this Techies hasn't found any successful bomb traps, and I don't think he will. The bomb trap that he's committed a lot of time for, 4 bombs over on that ramp, is known about by Burden United, and they're not going to walk over there. He's going to tap that one off with a 5th bomb. It's a lot of time committed, but yep, they're going to find the jump in the Nempty under the Tombstone. There's not much hope. Thunder God's Wrath will commit, and that will get the kill for them.
Oh, it's still tasty Tombstone.
Yeah, they'll be able to secure that for Trixie, I believe. Yeah, 100 gold for Trixie.
Yeah, that's a good thing. That's the only upside of a goddamn Tombstone. You actually get a lot of gold when you kill it.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think it's 25. It starts at 75 and 25 per level. So 150 is max, and that should be a level 2 Tombstone then. Yeah, so because it gave 100 gold. That's very tasty. Techies is alone in the lane, and of course if Come With Me comes around, yes, not everything needed, and there are some mines, like they don't know if that's really a bait, going in or not in, and now look at this, oh, Laguna Blade just catching him out. They wanted to be aggressive on the Techies, instead they're gonna die. There's now the Tusk coming in. If the Tusk finds a snowball with the Techies, they could go for it. Techies, where's the Suicide? No, Suicide, 25 seconds, they could still try for the mine combination. There's the stun, he has Ball Lightning. No, he doesn't have Ball Lightning, he's so under-leveled, he's level 5. That should just do the trick. The Vortex not really helping him right there. Having Vortex at this level is anyway very uncommon. Wow, okay. I actually thought he's level 6. I was totally mistaken.
Yeah, one of the downsides when you go for Swarm Spirit in the side lane, he does tend to suffer a bit when it comes to experience, and it's so very important for him to get that. The Fortify up top is going to block some bomb damage on the tier 1 tower, but yeah, I think 4ASC are going to be pretty happy with this laning stage as a whole. If you take a look at the net worth chart, that pretty much tells the story of it. Zeus is at the top, but the next 4 heroes are all on the Radiant side.
Yep, and I think this is an easy tower even. Like, they have the mine if they really want to. The cliff is out. They don't even need to commit mines to the whole thing. They can just really go for it, and that's it. And with this, I guess also these mines come a bit obsolete, because now the techies can roam free. You can really just go for all these angles. You can put them there, or like here at this spot. Actually, well, yeah, you got mines already there. So, never mind that.
They know about that, though. So that's not going to blow anybody up.
But bottom.
Blinks. TP attempt out with the grave. The bash! Oh my goodness, Bignum finally got one.
17%. Right where you need them. Now the Tusk is actually here in the lane, but that's more or less bad news. There's Splinter Blast, not actually connecting on him, so there's not the slow. The new charge is another 10 seconds away. And a Spirit Breaker with Tranquil Boots. That's also very interesting. I've never seen this one before.
Tranquils are good for just getting the armor up against the Clinks and the Techies. I think it's okay, but I don't know, maybe a casual ring of protection and just going into treads. Spirit Breaker really does need any amount of attack speed they can get.
Yeah, I mean, if you really have a long charge or something, it's that period of the game where, you know, you just sit there and you wait till you're at your final destination, but, well, is that actually enough to get something out of Tranquil Boots? It's really just for those situations where you have to hold back, and yeah, but he's gonna miss that attack speed. I mean, attack and movement speed is something the Spirit Breaker always needs, above all, besides stats, of course, but yeah.
Oh, Invislina. She found herself a mind control Light Striker Ray, Dragon Slave Laguna Blade. Very easy kill for Nemphy.
Nicely spotted there by Nemphy. And of course she takes also the other stack. That is so bad news.
Charge in bottom. Snowball again, going to stop that in its tracks, but they have another strike this time around. Snowball, since it's already been used, it's not going to be relevant here. They'll get the tombstone on the ground, they'll get the shallow grave, buying Trixie a little bit of time so he can punch the Spirit Breaker, but not going to save his life. Oh, they found Madama Man Winter's Curse. He has a couple of zombies on his tail, and he's going to go down. That's a big loss for 4ASC.
Yep, and I don't even know what he was doing there, because there was no chance you actually get something out of this. The Undying had another Soul Rip, or I think, no, never mind, he used the Soul Rip actually on the Tombstone. And what is that? Oh, a charge on Valix that is without Nether Strike. This is really 70% kicking in. Where are the 70%? Light Strike Array not being used. They rather clean out the camp here at this point, but now this is also spotted out. The Undying is coming in, no a Tombstone obviously, but still, could pop the ultimate, could make a difference here, at least with the amplification, everything. Techies not having too much mana. With the Arcanes, that changed a tiny bit. It's enough for a mine, for example, but that's it.
Yeah, he has the Suicide, and that's about all he can use here, but he's still going to partner up with the Tusk if they find anybody isolated. This is a pretty straightforward kill if the Snowball stuns, but yeah, they're not going to find it. Things will slow down a bit more. Burn United know exactly where these bombs were placed inside the woods. They had a ward there, and I think they spotted them out anyway. Techies was just making sure that they didn't dive forward. Now he's going to start making some bomb defense down this tier 1 tower and bottom.
Yep. The Zeus also starts doing his job. That's the good part about the Zeus. You can really just spam wherever you want and just find some nice wards. There have been some nice wards in place that have helped 4AC a lot with predicting what's there to come, like this ward here. But wait, they are planking it out. Never mind, that's a fresh sentry ward. It's just on the edge here. Okay, not bad.
Yeah, fair enough. They'll be able to find themselves a D ward, and sentries are going to be very crucial this game. Right now they're relying on the Zeus, but they have another one picked up by the Undying. They'll spot out this bomb stack. That's a handful of remotes that they can do away with. That's very nice for the team. Zeus going to come down in this bottom area. Luz is from the north, and Clinks is sticking around. The throw Thunderbolt, not going to find anything, and that's about all she wrote. Mid lane tier 1, in the meantime, is dropped down to about half, with Trixie, Valix, and Nymphy here. They need to push.
I think this is coming down to a tower trade here, it seems. But I mean, now they have the remote mines and everything. That's totally fine. However, if the mines were here, for example, like that would be better. But yeah, I mean now they're visible and everything should be just fine. But he's putting them even in the same place, even though he saw one of the mines getting attacked by a creep. That's very interesting.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about that, but another kill for Nymphy. She blows up the Storm Spirit. Her Yules is shown off, and there's not a chance for him to react.
Yeah, it was the first time she actually had that Yules in place. There is in the mid, if they wanted to go on the Zeus, there would be the opportunity, but who else would be there? It's just a Dazzle with only the little heal bomb.
Snowball in mid.
He's going for it. But the Walrus Punch is not coming through. Undying in the meantime is getting bottom that kill on the techies, not suiciding, and yes, the heal bomb didn't come out by the Dazzle, he was just too far away, and the Walrus Punch not coming through. That's of course really bad news. However, bottom, they kill the techies, Tombstone up, that secures pretty much the next tower. But look at top, we have Mastoberman, he's really going for it. And also soon at the first Mithril Hammer, while also in the mid we might have a push. So not really sure that's the best trade at the moment for Burden when it comes to siege objectives.
Yeah, 4ESC have kind of stalled out at about 2,000 net worth advantage across their team, and small experience advantage, although that's less relevant.
Oh,
Despite the
Storm,
yeah,
again,
they're gonna catch
story.
back with the Yule Scepter. They don't have the mana for the Laguna Blade. Will the burst damage be there? Mind Control might be able to zip out of here, and it looks like he'll survive. Zeus ultimate committed. They'll be able to drop them low, but the Tusk comes in. He'll be able to snowball punch down the Storm Spirit. Now going for auto lose. With the Sigil slow and a little bit of heal from the Dazzle, he'll survive. Trying to TP out. The Spirit Breaker's charge is way too slow with only 2 points into it. And although Winter Wyvern secures that Dazzle kill on the retreat, that's a really big turn events for 4ASC. The Zeus and the Storm Spirit really are the ones that Burden United need to keep alive.
Yeah, I mean, it's their two cores, so trading that for a Dazzle, yes, anytime the day, you can anytime go for that. When this curse is out, Winter Wyvern can protect himself from anything he wants to, but oh, look at the Undying, there's a Soul Rip on him, yet that heals him up, but there's the charge. Matumbaman, I don't think that was a very smart move. He has to go and ASAP go down to the tower, but oh, he's trying to get him into the tower. Look, into the tower, I say, into the mines. Now he's still going for it. The Vikings are still going. He has a nice charge there of sticks, and he has to turn around, fight, do something. Now they're not gonna get him down. What a bait. Absolutely nice bait here by 4ASC. It failed a tiny bit because the angle was not right, but in the end it was absolutely nice.
Matumba Man actually going to go for a pretty late Midas on the Clinks. He already has his items that will allow him to contribute to these fights, and I think it's a fine choice. The biggest issue for Burden United here is that they have no way to scale super late into this game, and they have no way to siege high ground. Their tower damage is absolutely abysmal. Undying Tombstone is okay when you're going for sieges, and Undying in general offers a good amount of sustain, but they can't actually bring down the structures when you're dealing with the techies on the enemy side especially.
And looking at the net worth at the moment, 16 minutes into the game, yes, 4SC as expected has a decent lead, but still nothing that can't be turned around by just like a, I don't know, a 2-4-0 trade or something like that. So it's going fine, but also the techies is making more and more moves. He's putting the mines in a nice position everywhere, so they can really go for it. I don't even dare to show them that much on stream.
Yeah, good stack in mid, but charge over onto Trixie. They're going to look for the bash. Will they find it? They have another strike just cooling off. He has the snowball, however, and that's going to delay this kill. Although I think Trixie's still dead. Yeah, it'll get the bash for good measure. Just a little bit of poke. Oh, the techie's spotted out. Going to suicide right before the Zeus ultimate.
Yep, the Zeus ultimate being Bane there. Techies not giving any experience or gold away to that Zeus. However, top, again the charge. Matumbaman was just witness to like 4 people around the area. Now that's gonna be bad, and there is a dust, so they are catching up to him. There is still another strike. He knows that this one wasn't used, and look at it go. 7%, that's now the question. He's eating a creep, now he's turning around. There's the Winter's Curse, there's nothing they can do, but look at the tech. He's just blowing him up. Short cooldown timer, and look at that poor Winter Wyvern. There is Light Strike Array somewhere it can go through the trees if they really want to, but well, there it is, and there's nothing they can really do.
They'll look for him. They spot out that he has just straight TP'd after the flying away coming up from the Arctic Burn. Well played by the Wyvern, but the takeaway is that 4AC keep their Clinks alive. Between the Shallow Grave and the burst damage from the Lina and Techies, Laguna Blade and the Remote Mine made it almost impossible for Burden United to follow up. Mid-tier 1, very, very low. 1 out attack from pretty much anybody would secure it, and it looks like Burden United are sticking onto that for a while longer, but I'd expect Zeus to deny it soon.
Why is it, by the way, called Arctic Burn? Wouldn't it be better like Arctic Flight? Or Arctic Wind? Something like that. Because
yeah, I mean, the debuff can be called Arctic Burn, like whenever she hits something, but the actual spell name is a little bit awkward.
Yeah, that's on this. It's okay. No, it's not on the same level because nothing's on the same level as Breathe Fire, which is like, yeah, right after Spawn Spiderlings
and Hurl Boulder from Brewmaster.
I mean, that's okay because it actually says something about the spell. But I mean, seriously, especially as a caster. Oh yeah, and he spawned Spiderling thing, and he Breathe Fired him. Yeah, what the fuck? Sorry, that was just my late night thoughts about Dota names. But yeah, I think Arctic Wind would be cool because even in the tooltip, you know, they talk about roaring high in the sky, whatever the tooltip is. Here, Winter Wyvern soars upon Arctic Wind, granting her unobstructed movement and allowing blah 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 blah. So yes, names are horrible. Horrible, please fix.
Lina gonna TP up towards top, and it looks like this Wyvern might end up going down. She sticks around, but that's not gonna be the case. The Techies mines, there's only one up in this top lane, so that's not gonna be super relevant. But still, 4ASC are finding themselves with a nice farm advantage on the Lina and the Clinks especially. And if you look at Lina's items, she's leaps and bounds ahead of her counterpart. The Storm Spirit's sitting on a point booster for his Bloodstone, but Lina is only less than 1,000 gold away from her ag. She walks by Ward, gets charged. Nempi might be in a lot of trouble. She'll zip forward. There's one bomb on the ground. You'll step her up. Winter Skirt's going to be committed. Nempi's dropping low, and it looks like she will go down, and they spot out the remote for good measure.
Okay, that was very interesting. The Winter's Curse, perfect timing. Otherwise, that Storm might have feared that Light Striker Ray, Dragon Slave, and Laguna Blade comes through, and the Remote Mine doing the deed. But yeah, nice timing there. Like, Come With Me is really doing a good job on that Winter Wyvern, unless of course he gets caught out. But yeah, Matumba Man, same story. He's trying to TPP, but again, you just can't play like this when you have a Space Cow on the pitch. It's, I think, the second or the third time he's getting caught out by this. Last time, no, 2 times ago, pretty much, it was a nice, like, trap they were going for with those mines, but this time, if he's alone, he will get charged eventually, and he also saw Come With Me coming in.
Techies is going to try his best to defend this tower. They know where his bombs are now, so I'd like to see Boogie go for bombs like deeper behind instead of going for that same spot. It's nice to bolster that up because it makes it very difficult to push into the tower, but if they actually go for a push, those will be mopped up very, very quickly, so maybe some more creative spots might end up working out for them. But since they know that there are bombs there, Burden United are just going to back and
look at the Zeus.
Wait up.
Now they do it, like everything's stacked on top. He can pretty much with one lightning, he can kill 1.5 mines. So now they all just go for it. Come With Me. They get also damage because, like, that's the funny part. They're both without Arctic Burn and just the right clicks of the Zeus. They're not out of range here. So finally they de-ward and everything. But ha! Look, there's the revenge. However, there's the Light Strike Array, and they still wait for it. Glimmer Cave, everything, and the Laguna Plate. So yeah, the de-mining was good. The rest wasn't.
Yeah, it's going to give 4ASC some nice intel, and they're back on their feet after losing the Lina and Clinks once apiece. Spearbreaker going to find himself with a hand of minus, going to somewhat remedy the fact that he doesn't have the attack speed from his power treads, but more than anything, Bignum kind of recognizes that this game is not ending anytime soon.
No, but the Techies, I mean, they drafted the Techies into a Zeus, so they knew this is going on, and I don't think they drafted the Techies for like that crazy tower defense game that Techies usually does in like pop games whatsoever. It's really just tactical spots on the map. They have to be plastered with freaking mines everywhere, and like also luring them into certain things. But oh, there's again the charge. History repeating itself, and he is taken down no matter what.
Zeus will secure with his ultimate, but yeah, Clinks is getting caught out again. 0-5 and 4 Matoma Man hasn't had the impact that he necessarily wants, but he's still getting closer and closer towards having the Orchid. Once he does, he can start looking to hunt in the other side of the map.
He
And
doesn't
speaking of
even
hunting,
go. Ay, caramba. Okay, that's very interesting. I really thought that's a typical Clinks going for the Desolator, but he's going for a Orchid.
I think it's almost mandatory this game, since they're dealing with the Storm Spirit on the side. If the Clinks doesn't go for an Orchid, they rely almost entirely on the Lina to get the lockdown onto that Storm, and I think it's a good pickup in general.
I'm actually
going for the old
surprised
school build.
he still made it. Oh,
speaking of that Lina, that used to be an Undying. He'll get Laguna Blade Dragon Slave.
I just saw her being invisible, going towards that Undying. The Undying sticking around in the lane, but I thought like she's never going into 2 versus 1. But Bignum is actually hiding here in the tree, so he wasn't actually present on the lane. So I kind of missed that. Either way, I'm anyway surprised the Clinks is still second in net worth. That shows overall a bit the situations for AC having a slight net worth advantage. But if he keeps dying like this alone on the lane, then he's not gonna keep that. The Lina at the moment is all hopes for AC. Still, Lina, I'm not so sure how much late game potential, or like the later this game goes, how much oomph comes out of the Lina, especially after the Laguna plate is over. Now she's invisible, they're going for something, they have the vision, there's the Winter's Curse, and now they want to go for it, but Valix, no, the snowball, he's not taking him into the snowball, there has to be the revenge, Lina's going down, and oh my goodness, that was not the way you really wanted it.
Yeah, now Trixie going to be dropped very low. Looks like Trixie will be able to survive. He's bottling up, and it looks like Mars turning walks right into the Splinter Blast. Oh no. Yeah, that's not the way you want to show off your Shadow Blade on the Lina. And in general, I think going for the Shadow Blade when you already have a Clinks on your team and have a Techies is a little bit questionable, and I think he's going to be really, I don't know, kicking himself over that last gank. That could have been a completed Agnem set. But oh, Techie Boom! That's going to be a dead Storm Spirit. They knew there were bombs there. That's just that's just bad.
He force-stuffed him into it. He was cleaning the mines and force-stuffed him directly into it. That was just well-played Techies. That was...
Oh, fair enough.
Baboom!
Clink's going to open up, kills off the Tombstone. And just like that, 4AC have successfully defended this Tier 1 tower.
Yep, successfully defended. New mines are coming. I'm actually surprised like these traditional mines, they still work, but sure, why not? Also Matuma Man being happy about the 150 gold from the Tombstone, and the rest there. Look at it, Spirit Picker found by the Lina, there's the stun, Laguna Plate, is it enough? Uphill misses or anything? No, he doesn't make it out, the right clicks are just too strong. So Nymphy, if he finds the perfect setup, one-on-one situation, it's looking really good. And what I like is that they really put a lot of effort into finding other offensive wards. Like, except for this one, somehow they ignore, like, the jungle triangle here all the time. Not a single sentry ward was planted here by 4ASC the entire game, so this ward is really worth the money. It gave so much intel the entire game, but when it comes to everything else, it's pretty cool. Like, Observer ward now here offensively planted also in the mid lane and everything, so yeah, 4AC, I think they have a good warding job so far.
I think for Burden United to feel comfortable in this game, they kind of need to be ahead at this point. With the Midas running on the Clinks, even though they have one Midas on their team for the Spirit Breaker, and he can be a potent threat, and well, speaking of that, he's got a starter charge into Matumba Man. We'll just see if that's actually going to work out. But yeah, still, I think that Burden United, their heroes really thrive when you're able to get aggressive early on. They just don't have a significant lead yet.
Well, they're at that bottom rune. 26-minute rune. The Spirit Breaker's here. Sigil scouting out. Now they have a ward established. They see exactly what's going on. The Tusk being semi-invisible, but look at it. They already started on the Clink's Winter's Curse. Even everything committed to him here. He's still somehow alive. Now going invisible, but he still does it up. In theory, they could go for it. Valix just dying right there. Trixie doesn't have a snowball. Techies is now coming in. Does he even have enough mana for anything? Yes, Suicide would be there, but it's a 5 versus 2 or 5 versus 4 situation right now. You don't really want to go into that. And Lina, well, she has enough blow for 1 kill, but not for the rest. They go directly into Roshan. No mines there, unfortunately, of course.
Yeah, they'll be able to take down this Roshan. It's not the fastest Roche, but without bombs in the pit and without having to deal with the Clinks to the Dazzle, they should be able to take it down, although Lina might be able to get a snag here. She has the Shadow Blade, but I don't think it's safe for her to walk into this pit. She's going to be Shadow Amuleted up too by the Tusk. Pretty interesting. Nemphy's currently functioning as a Techie Bomb.
Okay. I mean, this is really going to be interesting. They could get this in, but No, they're not gonna go for the suicide. They still try to do this. And Lina taking out one. There's a nice bash, follow-up bash here, but they already made it a 1-1 trade. Tusk is down. The Roshan is still standing, and Zeus spamming. They need to get rid of this ward. Now, nobody is here in the area that really wants to make this move, even though there is a sentry on the crown. They still go back into Roshan, healing up the Zeus. But more and more reinforcements are coming in. Now they're also dewarding. They're still attacking suicide. It would be such a vital AoE spell around Roshan. Even sneak in Roshan. It would kill even someone, but it's not gonna happen. They're not gonna go for it. Instead, the Lina, oh, getting caught out here. There's the Vision Yule Scepter in case they had something, but there's also a charge under the tower. There would be mines to secure the retreat, but nope, it's not gonna happen. Instead,
oh, Winter Wyvern.
Yeah, and the
she
gem.
had a gem too.
Zip, gem back on the Storm Spirit. Nice reaction.
Okay, well, we have a pause coming in from Burden United. I have no idea why. But yeah, the gem is going to make it a lot harder for 4ASC to mount these defenses. The bombs will still fly out from Boogie. It's worth placing them, but the actual chances of them getting a good fight off of them is very low. I think the biggest issue for 4ASC this game is that Matama Man just hasn't been very relevant with his items. He's gone for this Midas, he's gone for the Orchid, and he's still farming very well, but he hasn't translated that into good fights. He's 0, 6, and 4, although he has a good net worth. He hasn't translated that into anything yet.
Nope, not really. We're 28 minutes in, and now that we have this small pause, we can also look a bit in the graphs. I mean, I already said it. It was, till now anyway, just a small lead 4ASC had, and this is completely diminished. After this Roshan, I don't even think it's fully updated on the last kill, but I even think we are now on Burden United's side. For experience, Burden had already the lead. When it comes to items and like what is crucial, like the techies, let's go for it. The techies is about 2k away from the Aghanim Scepter, so that is improvement on something that is, I wouldn't even say is like the biggest factor. What I also don't like is that the techies is not a real terrorist. I mean, a real terrorist is looking forward to die and come fast back into the next life or something, but he is holding back. Like that Tusk, for example, going into the Rosh Pit, and him not taking the techies with him, that would have been just amazing. That the Undying would have been dead. The Zeus was so close to Roshan. If there was a bash plus the Undying, Roshan probably would have finished him off. But they were holding back. Just the techies wants to be this mine throwing kind of player, and sometimes you just have to explode. I mean, that's what a techie does, doesn't he?
Yeah, and the bomb suicide combination does a pretty ridiculous amount of damage. Combined, it's more than 1500 physical. That's pretty absurd. Burn United gonna keep on pushing in mid. There is one bomb there, but they know about it. They'll blow it up, even though all of their heroes are pretty low range. They'll be able to take down this tier 1. They'll even commit the Tombstone for it. Pretty straightforward push here.
Yep, why not? I mean, Matumbaman now has finally the Orchid ready, but
oh,
where is the impact? They're jumping forward on the Storm Spirit, finding Valix here and just killing him right there. Again, no snowball save on Valix there, and that means they could even go for more. This one goes in the Yule Scepter, but they should still have, yes, the nice setup here. And Techies, again, not suiciding, just trying to make the mine plays. But of course, one single mine, who cares? In the end, he's also going down. That makes 4 down of 4 ASC, and of course for the next tower there is no mine protection or nothing, and they keep on pushing. Matumbaman, he's in another game.
Yeah, pretty much. At this point, Matumbaman needs more time, and I'm not sure if their heroes are well equipped to buy him that extra bit of space. Lina has been able to traditionally get a lot of kills in this game, but at this point, she can't go up. She has the Shadow Blade, but there's a gem on Storm, and Tier 2 tower in mid is going to go down very quickly, and Klinks will continue farming. The game is by no means over, but now Burden United actually have a lead, and that's more than what they could have said for the first half of it.
Yep, that's really too bad. And Matumbaman, if he shows now on the top tower, I can tell the seconds he's getting charged, and we still have... No, we do not have dust anymore on the Spirit Packer. That's actually a loss because they got so many kills out of Matumbaman. He was really like a reliable source of gold for the Spirit Packer. This time, it's not really working. He might actually want to look into Storm Spirit, but man,
here comes Selena.
1.6k.
I mean, it's going to be around the corner. Mind Control has the gem. They know he's there. The Light Strike Ray is going to miss, and even though the Orchid connects, Mind Control is so darn tanky.
No, this is completely going haywire. Look at this. Matumbaman getting cleared out within the next seconds. And a beautiful Winter's Curse on all of them. And Valix, well, where's the 17% bash? No, there's a Yule Scepter, and they might even get more. No, he wants the Sigil just for the effectiveness on gold, but that Light Strike Array not hitting, the Yule Scepter not used to actually get the Light Strike Array. Orchid did nothing, losing for C. This is not good.
Yeah, they're losing grip on it. This is really sad to watch after a good start coming out from them. It was never a crushing lead by any means, but if you take a look at the graph, it's a downward spiral in the last couple minutes of this game.
Yep.
It was looking okay for 4ASC at the beginning, but now we're looking at almost 7,500 net worth advantage, more than 10,000 experience advantage, and although they have to deal with these bombs, and these bombs are going to do a little bit of damage to them, Zeus
jumping forward.
Yeah, he'll get stunned by the stasis. Autolose is stuck here for quite a while, but he has Aegis.
Okay, that's very interesting to play. He's going for. It's very aggressive, but I don't think he cares. It's really just some zoning, getting rid of the mines. Storm Spirit has the range to not even get any damage, so that's totally fine. But there's something happening here by the Tusk. But if he uses Snowball, he's snowballing into death. So not using that is the right thing. Again, Tombstone, it's the same pattern, the same picture. You can pretty much set a clock after Burden United's behavior right now. They go for every tower in the same way. And therefore, yeah, 4AC did not find a way so far to really, yeah, crack the whole thing.
Yeah, Stormster is sitting on a lot of gold now, and they're just going to consistently de-ward the enemy team. This high ground ward going to be taken out with the flying vision offered from Mind Control's Remnant, and they'll place a ward there themselves. And they can pretty comfortably keep on going. It seems that 4ASC's fight just isn't good enough unless Lina finds initiation. Nemty's fallen behind so heavily in the last couple of fights, and I think the Shadow Blade hasn't paid off.
Yeah, and we have another Tombstone. Oh, in the mid, Lina is trying to actually do something. Do we have vision on the Spirit Breaker? No vision.
But there is a Storm Spirit, long zip in, he has the gem, Yule Scepter will delay, but they'll charge forward, and there's no way for an MT to get out of this. They'll drop a lot of damage into Mind Control. Zeus just might kill after Lina. Mind Control dies to the Orchid, take damage. Now Matama Man might be able to secure the gem. That's huge for the 4ASC side. They rely so heavily on this invis, and now Bignum with no dust and no detection, Matama Man will be able to walk out of here safely, and he wants to turn. Bignum
It's a nice thing, yeah. It's a nice thing to happen. I mean, the Storm Spirit down for the Lina. Okay, that's a good trade. Getting... Actually, this might also be interesting. Bignum? Not really. Do they have... Yeah, they have the vision from the gem, obviously, holding him in place and now getting all the damage. But look how tanky he is. Soul Rip as well. And there's even a Tombstone. The Orchid not taking him over. He's trying to return on all this, like all these zombies. And the Storm Spirit, thanks to Soulstone, is already back. There's a Glimmer Cape holding him a tiny bit in place. But there goes the gem back to its owner, and they lose 3. Greed is bad.
Yeah, that goes terribly. Bignum showing how tanky his Spirit Breaker is, even without having any major tank items. He has Tranquil Boots, Wand, and Urn as far as the defensive capabilities are concerned. That's just the base stats of the hero, and that's very, very scary. It also goes to show, yeah.
What's the trade Orchid versus Desolator? Like, I mean, 80% of the clinks at the moment they go for the Desolator, even though there would be targets that are nice to kill with the Orchid, but you can rely on other people, I guess, to just, you know, make the plays with stuns and silences whatsoever, or you can go for the Orchid maybe afterwards if you really want to go on a solo hunt. But this Orchid just did once now his job. A single time in 34 minutes it killed a Storm Spirit who had 14 charges or something like that, or 12 charges. That's it. That's all.
I'll be honest, I don't think him going Desolator would have changed that fact, though.
He would have killed Bignum.
But he wouldn't have killed the Storm Spirit beforehand to set up for that Bignum kill.
True.
Yeah, Desolator would have applied more damage to the towers, and it would be more in line with the way that Klinks is playing this game, but the fact still remains that this Klinks is 1, 8, and 4, and he's not getting enough in general. He's still good when it comes to net worth, but you have a refresher now up on this Zeus. It's scary, and Zeus has 21 Bloodstone charges. I think what they needed to do there was just send the gem back to base. But now that the gem is on the table again, Burden United have a free pass to go for an aggressive play.
Yep, Techies gets completely demined everywhere. It's Minesweeper time, not Dota. It's really all Minesweeper. At this point, the map is pretty much mines free. There is some mines here as a pocket, but this is like 3 mines or so. This is not even killing anyone, so this is really bad. With the refresher of the Zeus, these fights will massively hurt 4AC. They will lose all of them. more than 50% of their HP. If the Zeus is around, the percentage even worse. Now we have a charge on Valex. He's using everything already, but yeah, that was a good interrupt there. He knew that something is wrong, but they baited a Sigil, for example. Sigil doesn't last forever, and it's good to not have it against you in a fight.
There goes the bomb. Storm Spirit will deward those. Now they're going to go for the tier 2 tower push. There's a whole lot of bombs there, but eventually they will die. They've killed off the creep wave, now delay, but I've seen this story before. Tombstone on the deck and tier 2 tower to fall.
Yep, and that is the last outer tower to fall for 4AC. From now on, you can go home into your cozy base, and you have to somehow hope that your defense out of it is doing something. We have a BKB now on the Clinks, which is of course good news. He maybe doesn't get solo taken down by the Spirit Pecker when he tries to split push somewhere, but to be honest, with the vision on the Storm and everything, I'm pretty sure they could even wait out a 10-second BKB at this point and just follow him.
Yeah, they very well could. The game slowed down a bit. Burden United still are suffering from the fact that they don't have the greatest tower damage, but even without it, they've taken all of the tier 2s. They probably won't go high ground until they have an Aegis. That's going to be up in a minute when Roshan respawns, and they'll be able to find that very reliably. But until then, keep on hunting for these pickoffs. The Zeus refresher is going to mean that Autoluz is doing so much damage to everybody. If you take a look at the HP pools coming out from 4ASC, they're okay, but they're not good enough to feel comfortable after a double Zeus ulti.
Yep, and Zeus also invisible now. That is of course bad news. If he scouts out something and they don't have any counter vision, then that's really bad news. At the moment for AC, it's just a matter of time till they have to face the fact that Burden United will be interested in high ground defense. I think they let 4AC make the first move though, because at the moment there's no rush for them. They farm better, they have the Roshan respawn pretty much in some seconds, so easy going for them. The Clinks is no danger at all. He found 1 kill on the Storm. The rest of the game he has been pretty useless in comparison to what usually the Clinks does, as in taking towers, finding single targets. So yeah, this game, I think they will find 4AC, win a fight, go for Roshan, go high ground. That's the next plan pretty much for the battle plan for Burden United. And they scout out Roshan. There's the TP, the Spirit Breaker is coming in, so yeah, this is Roshan into a potential fight, or with the fight, and then we look at high ground.
4ASC are around the corner, but again, they have no vision inside the Roshan pit, and I think at the very least throw one bomb into the pit just to know when the enemy team walk in there. Although it's very easily dewarded and worked around, it's worth the time commitment. Ice shards will be thrown, they know that they're doing this Roshan, it's not the fastest Rosh. Oh, Bignum's around the corner. They're going to zip forward. BKB popped by Nempty. He's going to look for the Light Strike Ray. That's dodged by the Zeus. The Spirit Breaker's onto the backline. So jump into Valix. The Dazzle is down before this fight begins. They lose the Lina. And Clinks is trying to fight to the best of his ability, but he'll die just to the right-click damage of the Storm Spirit. With that, that's 4 heroes down, and Burden United get a free Roshan.
Yep. Teki is not even part of the whole fight. BKB's pop. The Zeus actually dodged the Light Strike Array by his own Yule Scepter, which was kind of hilarious to see, and then the Luna was taken down by his teammates simply because Winter's Curse, thanks to that. And well, I think this is the beginning of the end. That is forcing buybacks, those we have. Which do we even have? Techies. That's it. Techies has a buyback.
Yeah, and Techies buyback doesn't matter.
Yep.
It really doesn't change anything.
No, they're getting cleared out. Maybe he can kill the creeps with it, but that's pretty much it. He doesn't even trigger them at this point. He's looking for a 4-step or anything, but mind control is just coming in and going YOLO on that Techies. It probably won't be enough for a kill, unless, of course, the Zeus is coming in. There's finally a suicide. It's the first one we see pretty much since minute 10, I think. So, yeah, they're just going for it. But look at these mines. Actually, ooh, these mines, bring them all low. But there's the mag. There's the Cold Embrace. Even the Cold Embrace and the Urn Charge should just heal them up. They can continue with this push. Also top, the creeps are already knocking on the door.
Yeah, they're not going to be knocking on the door for long if they decide to pop these bombs, but yeah, it's been Storm Spirit going again. There's going to be a jump forward, and this is so bad for them. Winter's Curse catches up Matamo Man. He's going to die with the double Zeus on Valix too. There's no buyback on this Clinks, and this game is all but over. Nempy has his BKB, but GG is called.
Yep. GG has to be called here. I mean, they die for another round. They really want to go for the Lina. That's like, oh, come on, Nemphy, go, die, Nemphy. Yes, Nemphy is down, and wow, that burden in game 3 looked different than the burden on the other games, to be honest. And I know this sounds weird, but I was really disappointed with the techies. Like, I was thinking we get so many Tusk techies combinations, a lot of like blowing myself up for the sake of the team and getting kills with that, but I think we had 3 or 4 suicides in this game. 2 of them got a kill, and the others were more or less to deny his own experience to the team. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, it was very sad to watch, and a lot of that came down to Matamamen was just never a factor in that game. The Queen's pick didn't work out either, and there was only so much that Lena could do, especially after getting picked off the first time she tries to use her Shadow Blade for that gank on the Storm Spirit. The game just falls off of its hinges from there. Well executed coming out from Burden United, but I too am a little bit disappointed. But well played to Burden. They're going to find themselves with a 2-1 victory and $300. Stick around. We're going to have a giveaway in the stream, and that'll be open in just a